Yoo-hoo, it's the Fish Thug. Today is Tank 4 explanation and update on the other tanks real quick. And I'm actually going to try to be real quick. But all my tanks are looking fantastic right now, so I'm excited to show them off. It's becoming spring, which we'll start with Tank 1. Here we go. Tank 1, the swords, Amazon sword plants are thriving in here. They're doing really well. And you'll see the, whoa, sorry about that. You'll see the normal medley of live bears in here, focused on swordtails. This tank is. There's also a good amount of platies in here. There's some guppy grass. I think I'm getting it to grow. Can't 100% tell, but it'd be nice for this to grow in here by itself, so I wouldn't have to keep supplementing it with the main guppy grass tank. It would just be nice to have another tank producing it as well. It's called Sylvania, I think it's called, but guppy grass, yeah, it's the nickname of it. It's fantastic for fry, keeping fry in control, or protected, really. Keeping fry protected. And it's a place for microorganisms and microfauna to, biofilm and such to attach to, and then little fry can peck at it without being bothered by, hopefully without being bothered by these guys. So, lots of good swordtails in here. Probably in a couple weeks I'll thin this out, I think. I'm going to keep the koi one. I have a couple koi ones. There's also a few mollies in here. You can see that Dalmatian one. There's, I think, like 6 mollies. There's a big boy, a big thick-lipped gourami. Oh, here he is. Hey, buddy, can I film you? Do you mind? Hey, buddy. Yeah, he's a big, strong, thick-lipped gourami. Good boy. So he's waiting for his mate, who is beefing up in another tank of mine. Oop, let's focus back up. So, yeah. Big platies, big swordtails. There's panda catfish in here. Usually they're in the back, come out at night, but there's 10 of them in here somewhere. Oh, I see one. Just to prove I'm not lying, let me find a... Oh, this glare is rough. There it is. Okay. Yep, there's one. I have 10 of them. And, yeah, so this is Tank 1. Moving over to Tank 2. Another tank I've shown before, the second tank I got. This is a 20 long. Same amount of gallons as the first tank, but just different dimensions. This one was focused on mollies. It's now being focused on platies. I'm slowly switching stock from each tank. I'm slowly moving platies, big pregnant ones, into here. And I'm moving a good amount of the mollies, the big mollies that come out of here, and I put them in the 30-gallon because they get really big. You'll see when I get to the 4th tank, that's the 30-gallon. So yeah, and here we have a decent spread of a little bit of everything. I think in about a month it'll be mostly platies. That's the goal. Then there's a ton of stir-by koi. I don't even know how many. At least 12, but I think more like maybe 14 or so. There's a ton of them back there, and they've been back there for this is money wort. They've been back there for years, honestly. 2 years and change. They've been living in here. You can see a tail of one of them there. But yeah, there's a little window sometimes, but they must be under the log. A ton of them under there. See how green it is? I've been dosing with CO2 in here. Yep. So another good variety. That boy right there is named Mustafar. It's a swordtail type that basically appeared in my tanks. There's some money wort, some Java fern finally coming through. I cleared out some of this guppy grass and moved it elsewhere. And I also try to make a little tunnel in here. I'm feeding food. I'm putting food in there so that they kind of mess up the grass a bit and form that tunnel. So Yep, this is this one. This is tank 2. Doing really well. Very, very well. And moving over to tank 3, the most recent tank I saw, or showed, which is this 10-gallon little guppy tank right now, or gourami tank. I'm back and forth every day on it, to be honest, but got some nice guppies in here. There's about 7 Otocinclus in here. There's around 15 or so guppies, and then there's fry now, which is great. A couple days ago, I noticed some tiny fry. There's also some mollies in here, because I had a sick molly that I put in this baby right here, and turns out she had a bunch of babies. So they then escaped the holding pen, and they're out amongst the things. So I'll pick them off eventually. Reality is, this tank's gonna be tough for it to become a thick-lipped gourami breeding tank, which is what I'm back and forth on. This lady right here is extremely, look, watch this. She'll probably attack me. Watch. Ouch, ouch. Look at her. She hates me. She is really, like, she's a menace. I don't know what it is about her. I'm almost worried to put a boy in here with her, because I wonder if she's gonna kill him or something. Alright, so moving over here, we got Amazon short dwarf grass or something growing out. It's doing well. It's moving to the front. There's some back there. I just removed a bunch of guppy grass so it could grow up through here to the front. And then I dropped a cucumber in there a couple days ago, so otters were chewing at it, but now it's just snails. So I'll pick that up and drop it in a tank with loaches. They'll love it. Yeah, so this is just moneywort, that grass I mentioned. Amazon sword in the center. It's also spawning, or whatever, propagating it's called, I think. A ton more. So there's that grass there on that side as well. And at the top we got frog bit. I'm slowly removing water spangle because I have water spangle in the previous tank I just showed you. So I'm trying to diversify my floaters. I have frog bit. So I'm slowly removing water spangle and replacing it with some of the frog bit that I have that's doing well. I also have some water spangle back there. I haven't changed that filter in over 2 years. I haven't changed that filter pad. It's one of my biggest flexes. Alright, that sun is tough, but maybe there's a filter I can use. Alright, moving on to the 4th tank. 1 second. Alright, and we're back in my bedroom, actually. I'm about to drop some bloodworms. Should have did this with the other tanks. There we go. I'm going to drop 2 things of bloodworms for these guys, so you can see what really the stocking is like. Notice how comfortable they are. They're already thinking about the bloodworms. They don't care about my hand right now, but there we go. Still a little bit like over brightness. I don't know, but looks pretty damn good. So this is my 30 gallon long. It's my biggest tank. It's not massive. It's not, like, in the grand scheme, it's not very big, for fish keeping nuts like me. But yeah, it's very diverse. There's a ton of stuff in here. Sadly, I actually had a problem where my previous filter had fallen off the side, like it unstuck, and the surface wasn't being broken like it is here. You see how the surface is being broken? That allows for oxygen exchange. I'll talk about that in another video. Allows for oxygen exchange. It's crucial. You need to have it. And when it fell off this side, I didn't have that surface agitation. So I think I was at work. Can't quite remember. Here, look at this big pepper corridor just hanging out in the guppy grass here. Beautiful. Full of eggs, I'll tell you. That's 100% for sure. There's some more down there. Yeah, so this, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you need that, right? So recently, yeah, my filter fell off. It was a power head rated for an 80 gallon, and it was doing way too much, to be honest with you. You see this just absolutely decimated frog bit attempt, and there's some water spangle in there too. It's just, the flow was too strong, and I kept being like, oh, it's fine. Like, it was my first time with the plant. Like, some days it was lower because, when I first cleaned it out, it's fast, but then a couple days later it was clogging a bit, so it was, not as bad. And sometimes you'd see some growth on the roots, and I'm like, oh, look, there you go. But then, I clean it, and it's blasting again. So I was like, all right, I gotta figure something else out if I really want this frog bit to grow, because this is actually a home tank for, the fifth tank I have, a bit of a spoiler, but the fifth tank I have is currently is being used as a 3-spot gourami breeding tank. And I have 2 big gourami in there, 2 3-spots in there, 1 blue and 1 gold. So this is their normal tank, right? They just can't breed in here because of all these live bears. And the fucking filter at the time. So do some close-ups. So yeah, this is their holding tank. So they should be in here, but they're in a different tank right now. But currently it's being occupied by, as you've seen, these ones are a bit bigger. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry, man. I'm just going off the trails. But yeah, the filter fell off and I lost a bunch of fish. This was about a month and a half ago. Month and a half ago or so. So I've been repopulating it slowly by adding fish from the other tanks, and also new fish that I bought. I had a big batch of platies actually sitting in that, what is it called? A breeder, that little tiny box. I had a bunch of platies in there, baby ones. So I actually had them in that same gourami tank, and then I finally caught them all out and put them in here. So they're getting close to being mature. They're actually taking longer to grow than I had thought. Platies usually grow pretty quick, but that's like these ones right here. This guy, or girl. It's like Tux one. It's like goldish with like a blackish blue tux, a little iridescent there. There's a lot of those ones. I'll probably get rid of a lot of those ones if I can. Just because it's not my favorite. And I have plenty of platies, so I'll move them on. They'll be healthy, somewhere else. That's all. They'll at least come healthy. There's some big mollies in here. This is Angel. She's like 2.5, close to, I don't know, something like that, years old. She is my oldest molly. She was at one point, no, she was actually always white. But there is a tendency with the original molly I got to breed. My original project, there's a big, look at that, Corey. Big project, trying to breed sailfins and lyre-tails to produce, kind of a goldfish look, really, with the high dorsal fins and the big lyre-tails. They look gorgeous. So I have gotten a decent amount of them. This one right here is kind of one of them. He's just tiny. He hasn't grown out. Look at him. He looks good, though. That's one of them. Maybe he is getting a little bigger, I think. So that's good. This guy back here, Larry, he's a little bit short on the dorsal, but he's got a little bit bigger dorsal than normal. This is one over here. I call her Miss Triangle because every time I look at her, I think of a triangle. No idea why. There's some more in here, I believe. Oh yeah, there's one huge one in here that's about to give birth. I actually just moved her. I see her. Look at this one back here lurking. She's a big lady. She doesn't like the camera. But this fish, I actually measured it. This fish is 5 inches long from tip of the tail to the snout. 5 inches long, and she's being guarded by Larry right now because he's like the alpha molly in here. Angel's loving the screen time, but I want to see. I would like to see. Jesus, move it. It's the cutest thing I ever saw in my life. My girlfriend's gonna love that. Anyway, I'm trying to show something, but you can see the diversity of all the platies in here, right? That's why they're healthy. Multiple morphs have been introduced and have reproduced, which means they have fresh genes, right? They're not having relations with their cousins, or they're actually their siblings, man. Like, it's disturbing, or their parents. Like, it's shit is I don't know what the word is, but not ethical, maybe, is what it should be. Big nature lover, big respecter of nature. That ain't right. And you're kicking down the curb issues for innocent fish keepers. So, plants in here, honestly, should have looked it up, but I don't know what this thing's called. In the back, this massive, oh, here it is. This is where it originates, this massive, like, leafy plant. It's not doing the best in here because its leaves grow too tall for this tank. I should have done research, but it's not terrible. It keeps growing back new leaves, so I leave it in here for now. There was a sword down there you probably saw. It's a little, this is a sword I moved from a different tank. Some guppy grass. There's a big bristlenose well, not really big. She's only 2.5 inches big. But bristlenose pleco, female. Her name is Lady. She's super pretty, obviously. Alright, I don't know why I won't lock on there, but I'm trying to look at Lady. Alright, whatever. You get the picture. It's a suckerfish. It's a bristlenose pleco. Small, and responsible pleco to get if you don't have a freaking pond. Don't get a common pleco. Get a bristlenose pleco. The males get 6 inches max. That is perfectly fine in a 30-gallon aquarium. Maybe 20. I don't know. Probably 20 if it was a 20 long. Maybe. So yeah. Like I said, this is the destroyed frog bit. I'm trying to get it to come back. There's lotus flowers in here all over the place. They've basically grown their own root system under the sand in here. And there's some apothos that my girlfriend gave me recently. I just tossed it in. I think that's all you have to do. Just toss it in and it'll grow. So waiting on that, because then I can use that in other tanks. You know, I'm trying to basically secure plants, secure fish types, so that I can have them, you know, just churning themselves out by keeping a routine. And then it becomes not passive money, but hopefully it becomes passive money, or if nothing else, I get to pass along healthy fish, because fucking fish stores don't do what I do. And I'll go into detail further, but trust me when I say these tank raised fish with healthy genetics and a varied diet are, you know, much healthier than the things you're gonna get at PetSmart or a local fish store even. Trust me, man. Trust me. These are all my own, like, these fish are all my own hybrids, you could call it. They're, you know, a few of them are from the store, but most of them were born in this tank. And their parents look totally different. You know, same type of fish, of course. But, yeah. Basically curated my own reoccurring. There's that, look how dark that red is, that deep red. Love it. Yeah, so I got some coolie loaches in here. Got some of these these pepper cories. Trying to breed those. So I got, trying to move mostly mollies in here. You see a Dalmatian with a nice little, cute little orange nose. Love that one. Some big platies that I'm planning on moving. There's some cool guppies in here. There's a nice one. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Oh. Yeah, look at this guy. He's awesome looking. I might have to isolate him. He's cool. Yeah, so right now it's basically a live bear explosion. There's some cool big ass pepper cories in here, you guys, as you saw. There's one right there. There's another thick-lipped gourami. That's a male. Actually raised it thinking it was a female, but turned out to be a male, so I don't really know what to do with it. I think I'll keep it until, you know, just in case. Well, I have to move it if I put the 3 spots in here, but I don't have to do that yet because I can't get them to breed right this moment. So he's just chilling in here for now. But yeah, a ton of plants. Just a sponge filter. There's the pump, the air pump. shoots up bubbles and the displacement under the water. So I can kind of get a shot of it if I go back here. Oh, how'd you get over here? You came right over. What's up, buddy? You a camera fan? You like the camera? Look at you. You're so nice. You're so nice. You weren't very nice when I moved that other guy into your tank, though. I'll tell you that for sure. You got a little angry, didn't you? But, oh, now he doesn't like that. I had to call him out on his bullshit. Alright, so here is a sponge filter. It's equipped with the pump. I'll do a video on how this shit works because I just figured it out recently. And it's working really well, as I hope you can tell. It's working very, very well. I have less plant stuff going back here. A lot of live bears, you know, hang out here. I have serpent loaches as well in this tank. Coolie loaches, serpent loaches, bristlenose pleco, big pepper corridors, live bear medley, thick lip gourami. Look how red this guy is. Oh, come back. Thick lip 3-spot. Thick lip gourami, and I'm going to be moving that one out. This is the home of 3-spot gouramis. There's a nice big sword, but swords are tough, man. Swords are tough. I'll make a video on swords too. I'm weird. I just want to make a video on each tank, so I'll make one more. Look at that. There's a nice gold dust molly I picked up recently. Got to do it to change up the gene pool. So, alright, that's this tank. I think I'm going to try to make a, maybe hour-long not ASMR, but, just watch a freshwater tank thing. So, I think I'm going to try to do that. And I have one more tank to talk about, then I'm going to go into specific details, maybe specific fish. So, thug out!